You're all right. Clutch is going. Oh, yeah. I'd say that's a right. Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of GKJ Fishing. I'm back on the Mersey. I've only fished this mark once before, and I've done really well last time. Had a few rays, dropped a few fish. There's a jet going over right on cue. Couldn't they have some consideration and, you know, GKJ's fishing here. Get your jet somewhere else. They're nice to see, aren't they, the jets? But anyway, I'm on the Mersey. It's about... Time now is about 11, quarter past 11. Low water is at 12. And I'm going to fish it up a couple hours. I'm in really, really deep water here. Last time I fished here, I think it was 3 or 4 nice rays. Lost a couple of good fish and had some good bites. So I'm back here now. I thought I'd get the rods in before anything else. Because I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to go and get prepped and everything. Last time, about 10 minutes after the tide turned, it kicked off and I couldn't keep the rods in the water. So I'm not expecting anything for the next 40, 50 minutes. But after that, I'm expecting loads of bites, loads of rays, and maybe some congers and other stuff. You never know. That's the plan. I've only fished it once. That jet is coming right over now. So all I'm going to do is show you how I prep my bait. As I say, spend the next 40 minutes prepping and getting ready and that, and hopefully it should kick off. I'd like to think everything's perfect. The tide size, the overcast. There's been no rain for a couple of days. There's pretty much no wind. The only thing that could spoil it, and touch wood, this doesn't happen, is if any of the big ships come through, they'll completely kill it because it just stirs all the bottom up, the fish go. And yeah, so as long as there's no boats, I have no excuse, okay? Everything is perfect. I've got the right bait, anchovies, squid, sprats. That's what was doing it last time. I've got everything right. I'm in the same place. Just waiting for that tide to turn, and hopefully then rods should go. And I'm even treating you today. If I get some runs, I've got a microphone there by the clutch on the reels, so you can hear this. Look, just to make your viewing experience a lot better. So for that alone, you've got to subscribe. And that's something I might do when I'm fishing with the clutches for like bigger fish in conditions like this, because there's nothing more exciting than hearing zzz, and then see the rod go over, me running over, good audio, good lighting, level horizons, loads of fish, a good character producing it. Just trying to keep getting, just, you know, just making every video better for the viewer. Just ran our way to 200,000 subs, and I do this full time now. This is what I do. I was lucky enough to go for this about 3 or 4 months ago full time with you, and it's down to you lot watching really. I just want to make it better. I've got different lighting for the winter sessions for the cod at night, different stuff I want to show you. Bringing a bit of pike fishing into it this winter, like really being able to take the time to make the filming better, and I hope it shows, really hope it shows. I'm going to go and prepare some baits. I will say, I don't normally hide where I'm fishing, but this is dangerous. If a big boat comes, you do get a big swell up here, it can wash you, so I'm ready, everything's up, ready to go. It's a climb down, it's not for the faint-hearted, and when you get a fish, you don't want to be going body edging that mud there, actually either sink or roll in, and you're probably not getting out, so you sort of like get them up a bit. So that's the only reason I'm not saying where I am, so please don't ask, because if somebody comes here and don't know the mark, you could end up in there. And so if you do know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you do know, don't tell anybody that you do know, because I don't want anybody coming here and hurting themselves off my video. So that's the disclaimer done. Let's get some baits made. Subscribe. Wow. Told you it was slippy. So this is what I'm fishing. This is what worked last time. My scissors, my baiting needle, the good old knicker elastic. Got a little anchovy and one of these little squids. What I'll do is I normally got the stuff all on the side. I should have done it different really. And I nip that fish to a bit of an angle at the tail. Take his head off. You see that? Can you see that? Shove the needle straight through the centre. You'll see why I'd cut it at an angle and stuff in a bit. It really is making a difference. I seem to be hooking, you know, 90% of the stuff I'm catching. Same with the squid. Cut this. Little angle at the back. To make like a thinner cone at the back end of the bait. You'll see effectively what I'll do this in a minute. It acts a little bit like a dingle dangle dongle rig. And I'll put the squid on top there. Perfect little squid baits these. And then obviously we wrap. It's a bit awkward showing you in front of the camera. I'm normally doing it on my little baiting box, but basically it's like that. We wrap all that together. like so. See, I'm going backwards. It's weird, isn't it? You can only really wrap one way. That's it, I've got it going now. It's easier to show you now. Only the one take. You're seeing this one. And what I like to do is the back end, and you'll see why, and I've showed you before, and I'll show you again, is concentrate absolutely loads of wrap up that back bit there. The back, 10 or 15 mil. Almost make it all bait elastic. I'll show you why in a minute. Absolutely loads around there. So it would be nice for one of them clutches to go off now, wouldn't it? You just hear bzzzt. I think it'll go when the tide turns. Fishing an eye watermark after here, but you'll see that in the next video, so you can have to subscribe to see that. What I'm doing there, getting that bait, and I'm making a tiny little cone there, because I turn a normal rig into like a dongle rig with the hook at the bottom too, so you got the best of both worlds really. It seems to be working, for now anyway. Loads around there, and I'm going to prepare about 10 of these baits in a minute. And that, slide that off, that is my bait. See the cone at the top? Right, let me show you why that cone's there. Watch this. You're alright. The clutch is going. Oh yeah. I'd say that's a right. Yeah. It's what, a few minutes into the first cast that. See what we're up against. It's always nice when you get a bite on the first cast. That's the first one, about 2 minutes into the first cast, so hopefully there'll be a few more. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Just talking to a lovely gentleman who follows, who's local. Good to have a chat, a real good chat, learned a few things. That was on the actual, the ebb that was. It didn't normally kick off till the flood. We've just hit the start of the flood now, just been talking for the last half an hour, that's why I ain't done much filming, but I've sent them out really far, and I think I've overshot the channel on both of these two casts. There's been nothing for about 20-25 minutes. But I can tell by the line, like I've sent it that far, I think I've gone through the channel, over the channel, then towards that sand bed. The lines are like that angle for the water. So I'm going to change them in a minute. Yeah, that was good. I'll show you what I'm doing with that bait soon as well. I will show you. And I was just going to say when I'm doing it, when I get a bite, it's normally the rod pulls over and it's just on instantly and takes line. Exactly like what happened. So it's working every time. I'm confident if a ray picks one up, the same's going to happen. I'm going to get a pull down, then bzzzt, and it's working. I'll show you in a minute. I don't know, microphone worked for the clutch, give you a bit of better viewing experience, because it's nice to hear a clutch go. There's nothing better as a fisherman than hearing a clutch start going and your rod slowly pulling over on that bite. So yeah, we've stole one on the ebb. Probably got... I'm not going to push my luck and wait till it gets to the tripod. Once it gets to about... the edge of these rocks, about halfway to the tripod, I'm going to be packed up and out. You don't want to be cutting it fine here. I'm going to go over to an high water mark for this afternoon, but I'm away, and I'm really happy with that. I'm going to get these in now, and I'm going to send them just about 40-50 yards now instead of probably 130 that I've just managed to hit. And hopefully this deeper channel here, because I didn't cast the first one that far when I had that ray. I know for a fact I just get it a lob and then it went. I do think there's going to be more, so get them in, and yeah, we're away, we're array. Yes. I do like that microphone on the clutch. I hope it worked. I want to get some proper melters. I think I enjoy filming and putting videos together just as much as I do fishing, and I do know that sometimes filming and switching the camera on has probably cost me a few fish, but I just love doing it. I love when I get back and I'm editing the video. I love like rewatching it, putting it together, making it look good. Like I enjoy it equally as much. So I'll come fishing now, like tonight and tomorrow. I'll be there like, oh yeah, this is good. Then I'll get the almost like a, I don't know, it's like a good thing when you put the final piece out. Then it's more like a, I don't know, just like it. It's good. It's like a bit of downtime doing the editing, if you know what I mean. A bit of just like go back to it, and then it's there forever, the memory in it. And I'm talking too much. I'll just try and keep it fishing now. Anyway, back to this bait, what I was showing you. This isn't the same one. I've had to make a different one because that one's now on the left rod in the soup. But as I say, loads of wrap around the top end. I've actually added a couple of bits of white bait into the squid and anchovy. The reason being, I'm bringing in that much mud and silt on the lead and the bait. I need more smell, basically. More stink, more stench. The smellier the better. It's a lot more muddy than it normally is. Same with this bank. We've not long had a storm. That's probably what it is. So I'm thinking more scent, more the better in this situation. Probably a bigger bait might be better today. Anyway, I've got my normal up there. I'll just put that on normally. Like that. It's a bait holder so it doesn't slide. What I'll do is I'll just whip that on. Whippity whip, whip, whip. Nothing finesse about this. The ray aren't too fussy. I say nothing finesse after I'm spending ages making weird shaped sausages, but I know what I'm doing. I think. Another melter. And what I do with the circle lock, that circle lock there, yeah, give it a couple of wraps, 1, 2, and then that circle lock goes through all that bait elastic. So I'll show you actually. It's like really tough and then hooks on like that. And effectively what you are making is a dongle at the top with a nice hook at the bottom. So you've got the best of both. You've got like that one and you've got like a little dongle at the top. Last time I done this, I had a couple on the dongle. So I don't know if it works or not. I'm not sure. But my catch ratio to bite ratio since doing this has improved. Could just be luck. Could just be luck. I can tell we just started flooding in now. This is when I'd normally expect it to kick off here, but as I say, I've only fished it once. I fished up and down here a bit. From what people tell me, that it's normally no. So to get that one on the air was a nice little treat, to be honest. But that has got anchovy in, squid in, and a bit of white bait. That's going to be stinking, that is. That's going to be sent out probably about 50, 60 yards now. I don't want to go no further. I seem to be in the deeper water now. Get them rods 20 minutes, get back to you. But yeah, we'll just play it by ear. I'm sure there's going to be more. Well, the tide has just started coming in now, and I'm going to watch I don't slip and break my neck. Oh, I nearly went then. That is the setup. Everybody keeps asking. I love these now. Absolutely love them. The tide run is coming in. I can see bits of stuff starting to come in, so that's what you want, the tide run, I think. I've got my little microphone clipped on there, look. For any bites, you're going to hear it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Look, let's do it once more. I think that's a great little touch, I do. I really do. But I'm expecting something to go soon, I really am. I'm in the deeper channel now, I've come a bit closer. It's misty, it's moody. Come on. But yeah, love that pen stuff. I've had to put a big boulder on the end of the tripod because I don't want anything going in, but yeah. Let's see if something will happen. I'm sure something else. Well, I've got another hour or so here. I'm going to leave when it gets to about there. I'm not going to push my luck. I'm not going to stay any longer than I should. But come on, there's got to be another one. There's got to be another one. Well, the rods are back out. I'll put bigger baits on. I've wrapped a bit of anchovy gut, a bit of sprat gut. I've made them a bit fatter and a bit more juicy. I think that is all I can do. I'm going to, as I say, when I'm going is when the water gets to about there. That's going to give me a good half hour to get up and out then. Come on, rods. Really would have expected a few more. Still time though, ain't there? There is still time. When you have a fish straight away like that, and with it being a ray, which normally turn up in numbers, you think, yes, here we go. Rods in, bzz, same again, rods in, bzz. Unless they went out on the ebb and they've disappeared and they might pass back through soon. When you get one, you normally get a load, don't you? They're like the hounds. Turn up in a shoal or in a pack, whatever you want to call it. No crab activity at all. Every bait that, apart from that fish, every single bait has come back absolutely perfect, so that's good. So I've been fishing since the moment I've got here. There's been 2 baits in the water. I've been fishing, no whiting, no little pecks, no nothing. So He's very interesting. It's not giving me much hope for my eye water mark in a bit, because I'm not going too far from it. I'm fishing sort of the same area. Maybe they'll turn up on the eye. They've got to be somewhere, haven't they? I always think this when fishing. People say like, oh, it started ebbing, the fish won't be there. Or, you know, it's not a big tide, the fish won't be there. But the thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, without doubt, them fish have got to be somewhere. It doesn't matter how big the tide is, how small the tide is, where, which way it's flowing, the wind, whatever, day or night time. Them fish have to be somewhere. Granted, they could swim right up and be 10 mile away, but them fish are somewhere. And if you can find out where they are, you are going to catch them. It's like, that's the truth, isn't it? But after having that fish, like instantly, like, I just thought, yeah, here we go. We're going to have 7 or 8 rays in the next couple hours. And for it to completely go, I love to fish here at night, but it tend to, it's not a night mark, to be honest. Unless there's a couple here and it's lit up properly, I wouldn't come down here on my own at night. Still time, as I say. Probably got half an hour till the water gets there. Then I'm going to make an exit and go and set up so many miles that way and try and find something else. Come on, Mr. Ray. Come on, Mr. Ray. Well, I'd like to say there's something to report, but there's not. But, you know, I say it as it is. It's real fishing. You see everything as it happens. I have had another cast. Them ones that I had in before was in 20 minutes. Brought the baits in. Baits was absolutely fine. About 10 minutes ago, put some new baits out. I've tried one with straight squid, one with straight anchovy. I threw everything at it, to be honest. I'm going to switch this camera off in a minute, because I'm going to start moving some stuff up. And I'm going to make a plan for the next video, because we're still about 4 hours from high tide, and I'm on the Mersey. There's marks all around me now, so I can be at another mark 3 hours before high tide. I'm going to go and fish somewhere else, but I'm a bit like, don't know. I'm a little bit stuck, to be honest. But yeah, I'm only going to bring you back if there's any fish now. I'm definitely not going to bore you, but one bite, one fish. At least it wasn't one bite and a lost fish, was it? It was one bite, one fish, so 100% bite ratio. Yeah, I'm fishing eye this afternoon, and then tomorrow I'm getting back on the pike. And then the day after, I'm going to go a double session somewhere else, I think on the Mersey. A high and a low water, maybe the other side of the river. Then the weekend back into Wales, possibly. I'm still waiting on them cod to show up, like in numbers in places, because I've got the bait in the freezer. I've got the rigs done. I am ready to just, it doesn't matter if they're on the Mersey, if they're on the East Coast or wherever. As soon as I see them starting to show up in numbers, I am there. The same day. I want to give that Humber a rattling. I've never fished it, so I'm probably going to blank a load of times to learn a little bit, but I want to give that Humber a go. Get on that East Coast. Or here, if they turn up here in good numbers. Yeah, so I'm going to cut you off now. I'm sorry that the last bit of this video was a little bit boring, but I do show it as it is. You know, every bait's been fishing, nothing's been touched. I've got to get out of here soon, so I've got to obviously do a bit of climbing to get out. And, yeah. So I guess, after an amazing start, we got a little bit of a crappy ending, haven't we? So, instead of being like, oh yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, it's a bit like, see you all in the next video. Sorry it didn't happen in the last half of this video, but I'm going to leave these rods in for the next 10 minutes now while I pack that stuff up, so you just never know, do you?